Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Dennis. So today's video, we're going to install a couple RGB fans to replace a couple red LEDs because nowadays you want to be able to change those colors up. So I'm going to use a couple Corsair SP140 RGB Pro fans. I'll get a better look at those in a moment. I didn't realize at the time when I bought them that in order to use them, you can't just plug them into your motherboard. You have to have a hub. And of course, unless you buy three at a whole lot higher price, you need something like this. So that's the iCUE Commander Core XT. Now you can get smaller ones, which I actually have one on the way. So this one is just going to demonstrate how it's going to work. And we're going to put it in the front of the case and see the difference of what it looks like now and what it's going to look like afterward. So this is what the fans look like now. These two red fans. Nothing that great. I mean, they look nice and everything. But if you want to change those colors and stuff, you can't do it right now. So I want to pop this cover off. And I've already started to loosen it. There's a couple tabs on the inside that'll help it come off the rest of the way. Okay, so it just pops off. We'll get a better look at the fans on the inside here. Okay. Standard 140 millimeter fans, and yeah, it gives enough light to give you that effect. But we're going to remove these, put a couple in its place, and I think that's going to look a whole lot better. So let's get at it. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is take the fans off and then trace the cables to see where they're connected to. So I can probably figure that one already right here. Going to come out here, and I'll have to undo this here cable that I put on. And anyway, we'll get to it here in a second, but first, let's undo the screws. Very simple. There's 4 screws that hold it in. These are longer screws because that's just the way that it's designed. Okay, not much of a hold to it. So do it diagonal so you can do, like I say, there's not much. Very quick and easy. And you're going to have to support it when you take out the last one. Okay, so just put your hand there. All right, and so now it's going to want to come out. And of course, the easy part is there's only one cable. So you're going to have to reach inside, find out where that cable's at. And so it's fastened on. Okay, so they went together. But when we take this off, we're going to use this instead of connecting it here. It's going to go in with our hub. So we'll have to do that. So that's all it is to disconnect it. Take that out. And that is one fan done. These are pretty interesting fans, so they'll be good for later on. And I'm just going to do the same thing with this one. Disconnect it again, and then we're going to get to our new fans. So I'll come back once I start that. Okay, so the fans we're going to use are the SP140 RGB Pro from Corsair. You can use the iCUE software to change all the colors, everything. That's the software you're going to need to download and use, which I already have on the system that I've been using. It's 140 by 25 millimeters, 1150 RPM, 62 CFM, and 26 dBA for the sound. Okay, so decibels. So we're going to get it out of the box, have a quick look at what we get. So there's some packaging, warranty information. The cables are all in here. This is when you find out that you need the hub, because when you take it out, you've got 2 cables. Now, unfortunately, it's not PWM. It's just standard 3-pin fan. And this is the one, because it doesn't plug into RGB, it goes directly into your hub. So I'll show you the hub here in a second, but these are going to go in exactly the same way as the other ones I took out. Okay, so now let's move to the hub and show you what that is. Okay, so here's our iCUE Commander Core XT Smart RGB Lighting and Fan Speed Controller. Okay, of course from Corsair, you use the same software. So everything is going to connect to this, and then your iCUE software is going to detect everything that's plugged into it, and you're going to be able to run everything. So let's get it open and see what we got. Okay, open it up, and we see it just opens right here. And we have our hub itself, and you got your manual to tell you everything about it, safety information, and warranty. Okay, so don't need that right now. And the other thing that comes with it is your different cables that you're going to need. All right, we'll go over that in a little bit, and that's it. Now your fans also come with the different screws, but for this particular case, we're not going to use them. So let's get the hub out and have a better look. It comes pretty packaged. Just a standard anti-static bag. Pretty cool. It's pretty neat. And it has room for fans here and your RGB connectors here. Okay. Now the other thing it has is you can put a temperature sensor on this end, which they include. And you can have a second one here and an additional RGB here. And you have an ID. Now it has a USB. So I'm going to show you the cables here. So with your cables, this is what you're going to have. This is going to plug in. Okay, you're going to have your SATA connector. You're going to have your USB. And on the other end, they give you an additional USB. Now they give you double-sided tape. So you can put it on here and attach it wherever you want it to go. Okay. So let's connect our fans first, and then we'll get to this afterward. Something to pay attention to when you're putting your fan on is it's marked. It's got the 140 and it has your 120 marking on here. So look for the screw that applies to you so you can put it on. All right. They have a gap, so you don't have to worry about this being up a little bit or anything like that. So once you've got it lined up, next one's going to go right there and you'll be good. You could move them down if it allowed you to, but in this case does not. All right, which actually that might look better, but anyway, we're going to have it the same as it was in before, except we're going to have the RGB connecting to your hub. Okay, so once you get your cable, your fans are on. Of course, you fed through your cables first. So you got a choice. You could connect it back up to the fans connectors there, or once you've got your hub on, you can plug it in there. Now, does it actually work? Let's find out. Let's just make sure, because I haven't done this before. And of course, inquiring minds want to know, right? So you got the tab, line your tab up, and they're numbered. So start from the number 1, so you can control however you want it to be. So we have one fan in, second one will go there. That'd be great. And I am going to do that. So I'm going to do that. Now you do have the other connector, just be aware. It even marks it. It's got written on it, 2 RGB hub. All right, so you can't mistake which cable goes where. All right, so let's get the other fan connector and plug it in. So 2 fans, and now we connect the ones for the hub for our fans itself. Now they only go in one way. See, you've got the little divot on the top. That's how this is. And just plug it in again. One is here and progresses. So you can add multiple other fans and they'll go on there. So then all we're going to do is we would have to feed these cables. Okay, first plug in your SATA for your power for the hub. And then you don't need to worry about this one. That's your second USB in case you need it. And then this one's going to go into your existing USB so that the software can talk to your hub and the iCUE software, and everything can be done from there. I'm not going to put it on at the moment because all I want to do is be able to show it to you and what it's going to look like. The reason for that is I have a smaller one coming because obviously if I want to add lots more, then I could use this, but there's a much smaller one that I'm going to try and see if it works. But in the meantime, I can put this on here and hook it up. So I'm going to hook it up first so I can show you all the colors. Then we're going to take our 2 cables here. One's going to go to the USB You don't need the extra one. That's just there in case you do need it. And this is going to plug into the SATA from your power supply. All right. Very simple to do. There's always a cable sitting here somewhere. In fact, right here, that's not being used, so I can plug it in there. Great. That's all it is to hook it up. And then, of course, our USB cable. So we got a lot of cables here. So anyway, again, I'm only showing doing this because I have another one coming that's much smaller, and it's going to go on here easier. I'm probably going to center it somewhere in here because there's more space, and then tidy up these cables again. So let's run this cable into the USB. You have a USB right here, and that's where you're going to plug it into. There's a little missing pin. Make sure you line it up properly and plug it in. Okay, so it's in there. The USB is plugged in, and now all we have to do is power up our system and have a look at it, because I've already got the iCUE software on there from having had memory in here before, but I've switched it out. But it's still going to allow me to use that same software, because now it's going to recognize the hub, and I'm going to be able to get everything working. So let's have a look at the front of the case. I'll put the front panel back on, and let's have a look. Okay, so if I've done everything right, these should light up. So let's see what happens. Okay, so the default right now is blue. Okay, that's the actual color once I turn the lights and give a better look to it. So on the screen here, you can see over here on the right hand side, the cooling, device settings, all that kind of good stuff. So I went into Command Core XT. Okay, so it shows our hub. And let's see, cooling. Well, let's go device settings. Okay, it wants to check for updates. I don't want to do that right now, so I'm going to leave it as it is. Cooling. So if I had the sensors on here, it would be able to tell me, well, it is telling me the speed of the fans, 1359 RPM and 1365 for the other one. And that can be adjusted here. You can go to balanced, extreme, zero, all that kind of good stuff. Right now, I'll leave it at quiet. Why not? Okay, so I got back to the main screen here. And you got all your different colors. You can go rainbow wave, so you can see what it's like here now. You can go rain. Okay, so that just gives you a different pattern. You can go Corsair blue, if you want to go back to that. You can have visor, which I don't even think that does anything, but anyway, it's there. Oh, okay, there it goes, just different pattern. You can choose yellow, which I really don't like. And you can go back to the original red. So if you just like the original look of the case, you can go back to it every now and then. Gives you lots of options to choose from. It's telling you your CPU. Okay, it's telling you the temperature. Okay, your graphics card temperature, and Asetek gaming for your motherboard, the voltage it's running at. So just something to keep in mind. If you want to change things, there's going to be a lot of options. You're going to have different settings here. So you can go iCUE settings, and you can play around with all this however you want to do it. All right, everybody, so that's a quick look at the different colors, the different things you can do just by switching out a couple fans. Now, the iCUE software, it's complicated. Like, I wanted to show you more, but I obviously have to deep dive into it to learn more about it. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to teach you guys how that software works a little more in depth, well, a lot more in depth, actually, to show you how it all works. And every different line that it shows you means a different thing. Some of them mean a different type of fan. Some of them mean a different type of device. So we're going to come back. We're going to go through that in a lot more detail. You tell me what you want to see, and I'll make sure it's in the next video. All right? So don't worry. I am definitely going to show you that. So this is just a quick look. Show you how it works. Show you how to connect everything to the hub. And improve the look of your case, just with a couple simple RGB fans. I intend to, by the time I'm done with this, it's going to look spectacular. I'm going to add maybe a bunch more fans. Just why not? Just let's have fun. All right. So anyway, if you like this video, hit that like. If you don't, you know what to do. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see. All right, if you're new here, think about subscribing. Hit that bell for notifications as videos come up. If you want to support the channel, you can click on that join and join the channel. Or if you just want to say thank you, there's a super thanks. Click on that thanks and make a little donation to help the channel. It certainly helps me pay for all this stuff and give you more content that you might want to see. Let me know what you want to see and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching. Hope you like it. See you next time.